Okay, so I get a lot of questions from you guys about how to start your own company, and then I wanted to give you tips today specifically on how to start your own makeup company because I see a lot of influencers and other women like, oh, I really want to start my own makeup brand. What steps did you take? So I kind of want to give you some key guidelines of how I started Makeup Geek. So if you're new to my channel or you don't know my history, this is my channel, Marlena. I'm the CEO of Makeup Geek and then also Marstay, which launches in August. But I started Makeup Geek as just a YouTube channel in 2008. I cannot believe it's been 10 years. Makes me feel so old. But I've been doing this for 10 years. And then I started Makeup Geek as a brand in 2011. I started off with just selling single eyeshadows. It was in my parents' basement. It was my mom, my dad, me, and then one of my former students, because I used to be a music teacher, Alex, and her now husband, who they just had a little baby. It makes me so like sad and bittersweet. Hi Mike, hi Alex, who still works for me, by the way. But it was all in my parents' basement, and they would ship the products and package everything, and my mom and dad would be in their basement arguing. My dad would like throw boxes at my mom like, you didn't tape this right, redo this. My mom's like, well, you do it the other way. And they're just like bickering back and forth. We had the TV on. My dad would like, watch TV in between wrapping up lipsticks, and my mom would come down with like a box of snacks. Like, is anyone hungry, you guys? It was that type of environment in 2011. To the last several years, it's a multi-million-dollar company, which is so excited, and I feel so blessed. And it wasn't even my ultimate goal for that. It was just to do what I love, which is helping others feel beautiful and to create amazing products. So I wanted to give steps on how I got from my parents' basement, literally living there and working there and not having any money, to what it is today. And I truly feel like the core of the success has been to find my passion. So if you all want to start a cosmetic company, what is it about that you want to do? Is it you love the color of it? Do you like the chemistry? Is there a certain product that you're passionate about? You have to find a niche for yourself. For me, it was about education because that was my background. And I wanted to have products that I could show how to wear it. I wanted to be an educational purpose behind it. And that was my niche. Whether it's cosmetics or something else, if I know I have friends that want to have a skincare line or some want to create a clothing line or whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but you have to find what you're passionate about. And the other step is you have to do your research. From 2008 to 2011, I spent 3 years researching which labs. I went onto Google and I said, okay, cosmetic labs in the US. I knew I wanted to be made in my own country. And I would literally drive all over trying to find labs to work with. My mom and I would get in the car for hours. I would call them. I would harass these labs. I saved up all my YouTube money to start with just eyeshadows, and I didn't give up. But I also did my due diligence and did my research. I asked chemists questions. I was always curious. I wanted to know why they use new ingredients. What are some other options? What can I do to improve it? I was always just asking questions, learning, researching at night. I would spend a lot of time online looking up about cosmetic ingredients. You definitely have to be passionate about it. You have to do your research. And then once you're ready to do your line, you have to surround yourself with people who know how to do what you don't. So I suck at business and creating websites. So at that time, my then husband helped me build the website, and I was able to do the creative stuff like filming videos, sitting with chemists and creating product and stuff. So you have to surround yourself with people who have skill sets that are unlike yours. And then the actual process of starting specifically a cosmetic company, you have different steps. It's actually very complicated. It looks very easy, but it's not. So you actually have the product itself, whether it be the eyeshadow or the lipstick or the foundation. You have that actual product that gets filled into a component. So you have your product that's made at a lab. You have a component that's made at a packaging company. So you have to resource not only the labs that make the product, you have to find the componentry from another company that is compatible with the formula. So it's a very complicated process of, I love this foundation bottle, but is it going to work with a foundation that's this thin or this thick? So you have to get samples of this component, have it sent to this lab and say, okay, can you guys put some product in there? Let's do stability testing. You have a long process where they test it and say it's like at least 6 months of, yes, this didn't break the material down. It worked properly in there. There's a lot of testing that goes on with that. So you have components in the product, and then the final step is the actual packaging, the box, the bag, or whatever that you're going to sell it in. Actually, I lied. There's 4 steps. So there's that one. You have to source a place after you've done the testing of the formula. and you found the right component for it, and they match together, they are married, and they go well hand in hand, you can then take that to a box company, they measure it, and they give you quotes and dimensions of this is the box that will fit your entire package and what's going to put in it. And then the final step is the labeling. You have your labeling of ingredients, you have the shade indicator, you have any sort of sticky thing that's going to go on the outside, the UPC code. That's done at a label company, and that goes on the box. So it's actually a 4-step process of how to make makeup. It's not just like, oh, I want to create foundations and here you go. It's a huge timeline. That's why launches take so long, especially if you want to do it right. I know people have given me grief, like, why does Makeup Geek take so long to do stuff? Because I want to do that shiznit right. I'm sorry. I want to make sure that this component does not melt down when it goes with this. I want to make sure everything is done well. So it's a time process of getting your lab to your packaging company, to your box company, to your label company, and it's all done together. For me, I've been blessed to have a warehouse that does a lot of the assembly, so we can have some of that done in-house. I built that from my parents' basement, and then I went and rented office space from there. And when we outgrew that, then I was able to buy a warehouse, and I have a team there that's amazing, and they do a lot of the assembly work. They put things in boxes, they put labels on, they pull and ship packages. So that's kind of the process of how that's done. I know it seems overwhelming, and I can do some more detailed videos on each step specifically later, but I think if you really want to start your own cosmetic line, find labs that you trust, ask them for samples, tell them what you're looking for, what are your ingredients that you want, what are your ingredients you don't want, do you want parabens, do you want talc, do you want whatever, tell them your specifics, have them send you samples, and from there you test it and you say, okay, I like how this is soft, but it needs to be more pigmented, and you go back and forth until you prove a base formula, then you create your colors, and then you take that and you find a packaging place, a component manufacturer, and you say, this is the product I want to make. You give them samples, you say, do you have anything that you think would work with this formula? And they kind of work hand in hand. So you have to go step by step for that to create your cosmetic line. I know it sounds complicated, you guys. It is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. I have had many sleepless nights for the last 8 to 10 years. It's been a lot, but I'm so passionate about it and I love it. So that's kind of the general guideline of the whole process. I can answer more questions for you guys below. If you type below any of your questions, I'll do my best to answer them. So that is a general guideline of how to start a cosmetic company. Find your 4 different vendors. Just do some search on Google. Look up, component manufacturers, cosmetic labs, box companies, and then label companies. And that'll be your 4 pieces that all come together to create your launch of makeup. So thanks you guys for watching. I hope that helps you a little bit. Stay tuned for more educational tips and tricks on my YouTube channel. So thanks you guys. Bye.